Hey, hello, and welcome back everybody. It's me, Uncle Greg, aka the Free American Spirit, and in this video we're going to talk about a food dehydrator to make your own beef jerky or other things. I'm going to tell you why I picked this particular model. We're going to have the open box and tell you the features, and then I'm going to show you what I'm actually using on my first test round of a London broil sliced up to make jerky. So hey, don't forget, hit that little bell thingy down there in the lower bottom right if you want to get good videos like this. So let's hear from the sponsor. Bye. Thank you for sponsoring yourself, Greg. But hey guys, hit the thumbs up, and if you can, share this video on your favorite social platform. So what's in the mystery box? Well, unfortunately it's made in China, but it had really good reviews, and I'll tell you why I picked it instead of some others. We've got it out of the shipping box. It is a Cosori premium stainless steel food hydrator, model CP267FD. I want to go over a little bit and show you some of the reasons why. Maybe we'll get close enough you can read this. As you can see, you can do all kinds of healthy snacks, you know, fruit, meat, vegetables, whatever. It also has BPA free materials. I have no idea what that is. I don't care. That's not why I bought it. Okay, fast dehydrating. So the air flows horizontally through this thing instead of up and down. So the fan's in the back, or it blows on these vents into the front. I don't know exactly how, but I think it's in the back. One of the reasons I picked it. It has a transparent door so you can see in it, which is nice. I think that's good. It has mostly stainless steel racks and things like that, which I like. There's 6 of them, so that should be easier to clean up than plastics. I don't know, I've never cleaned up a plastic one, but that's what I'm thinking, and that's what I'm sticking to. It also has 2 mesh screens, or excuse me, 1 mesh screen and 1 fruit roll sheet. So I guess you line those when you're doing smaller things like, you know, flowers and fruit and things like that. So that's real nice. Another good thing that I liked about this is this control panel up here, which we'll get into a little bit. So let's open the box up and I'll explain some of the features. And the box is well packed. This was inside a box, then this box and the styrofoam. Let's see what this big thing is. This is all your prepare your kitchen and your appetite. I guess that's all kinds of instructions and manuals and whatnot. There's the flat sheet for the fruit, and the other mesh small sheet, those are plastic. I don't know if I'll use that much, so let me get this out of here and see what it looks like. The 6 stainless steel trays are packed in cardboard at the bottom of the box, and then you have your unit. So I've got this ruler. I don't know if you can see it, but it's about 18 inches long. Okay, and it's roughly 12 inches high, and it's about 13 inches across. Open up the door works nice, has a little magnetic close, comes open good, and there's the fan in the back like I was talking about. So I'll probably line the bottom of that every time I cook with tin foil, and then when I put the sheets in, you know, if I only use 1 or 2 or 3, I'll put them towards the middle and up to the top as I go. So I don't want to use all the trays and have to clean them all if I don't have to. Plug in the back. Let's see. I will have to undo this, and I can let you know how long it is, because some counters like mine don't do it, and I can't do it one hand. So let me turn it off and get the plug off. This plug is it's a 3-prong plug, normal 120, 600 watts, like I said, is 3 feet long. That might make a difference on your counters. I know my plug, I only have one on my counter. It's pretty far away, so hopefully that'll work, or I'll probably just do this outside, because they do kind of stink a little bit when you're using them. Another good reason why I picked this was some of the more expensive models, even though they had the fan in the back, which is supposed to be better, There were more watts. You know, that's a plus or negative, I guess, depending on how much you're doing, but the whole process is not to have more heat and go faster, I guess. You know, it's to cook slow. You're going to cook your stuff, check it after about 4.5 hours for meat I'm talking about, and you know, then check it again maybe at 5 or 5.5, 6 until you get it done to where you want. But what's nice about this is some of the expensive models had problems with their doors. I read online, you know, I was willing to buy one of the ones that cost 2 times as much as this because they were larger and a little more power, but you know, the fans were breaking, the doors weren't closing. They just didn't get that great of reviews. This one's gotten really good reviews. And another thing is it's adjustable on the heat setting and the timer. So when you turn this on, you have temperature or time. You press these buttons so you can up it in increments anywhere from, what was it, 90 degrees to 165, I believe the box said, something along those lines. Let's see here. And it doesn't say now. Bear with me. Yeah, temperature range 95 degrees to 165. So that pretty much cooks everything you want to do, or dehydrates everything you want to dehydrate. I'll be doing my meat around 145, 150. So I can, instead of the older models, I can incrementally adjust the time and the temperature versus having a mechanical dial that you can only set to certain ranges that they have set up. So I like that. It's pretty compact. You know, I'm going to go over to the meat here in a minute. In this bag, this is going to be our first batch, which I'm going to share with you, meaning on video, is a little over 2 pounds of London broil. I've taken these pieces and I've cut them up into 1/4-inch strips against the grain. A lot of people like to cut it with the grain. So if you have a London broil and it's long like this, the grain goes that way. A lot of people like to cut it that way. I just went against the grain. There's a couple pieces that are a little thicker. I didn't have a real sharp knife because I got to sharpen my knives. And so when I'm doing my testing, I will probably eat those first so everything else stays consistent. But I made this marinade up and stuck it in the fridge overnight. I didn't get carried away with the amounts of stuff. A lot of people just add cups and cups of expensive ingredients, you know, and then it all gets flushed away. So to make this marinade, I used 1/3 cup of soy sauce, 1/3 cup of Worcestershire sauce, 1/3 cup of Dale's marinade, which is a bottled marinade that you buy at the grocery store called Dale's. You can use any other little marinade you want. I used 1 tablespoon, no, excuse me, one tablespoon of the red peppers like you sprinkle on a pizza. I used 2 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of onion powder. The garlic was garlic powder. I used a tablespoon of mustard just for giggles. And the last ingredients, which is very, very little because I'm on keto and this will hurt your keto, is honey. A lot of people put sugar in there. I didn't put sugar in, but I did use a tablespoon of honey. I put all that in a jar. I mixed it up real good. And then I took a tablespoon of mustard after it was warm and mixed that up. So now everything's really, really liquid. I put the pieces in here, about 1/3 of them, dumps them in, put another 1/3, dumps them in. And for, you know, a couple minutes, I just went like this and made sure everything was coated, as you can see they are. And then I laid it on a plate in the refrigerator. And then after, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours before I went to bed or whatever, I just did this again for a couple minutes, saturate everything, and put the opposite side down so everything's well marinated. You can tell it's going to be pretty good. I did not put any extra pepper in there or hot sauce, which sometimes I do. I did, however, which I forgot, put a tablespoon of some like butt rub. It's not a butt rub, but steak seasoning that I bought from Walmart. It doesn't matter which brand you use. But if you like what you're seeing so far, there'll be a link in the description for that dehumidifier. It's an Amazon link. Doesn't cost you any money, but it gives me a little commission if you buy something or buy anything on Amazon. Just use that link first, and I'd appreciate it. It helps get videos like this. Just wanted to point out, if you register your product within 14 days of your purchase, you get an extra bonus year on your warranty. And they do have a support at Cosori.com and an 800 number, which is available 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's pretty nice. Alrighty, I plugged that bad boy into where I usually plug the washing machine in, out here in the shed, because like I said, it does, get a little aromatic. There you go. And I didn't want to do that inside the house. So this is how the control panel goes. There's a start stop, so let's do time temperature. So there's the temperature. I can go down, or up. And you can see that's going not in increments like the more expensive one, but I can do it exactly. So let's just say, I want to go to about 150 for this London broil. 149, why not? That was a temperature time. This goes in 30-minute increments. I don't want to go down. Wow. It goes way up there. How far does it go up? I don't know what you're going to be cooking for 27 hours, but you can go up to 27 hours. So I'm going to put this for about 5 hours. Keep going. So when I come back with my stuff, that's about the time I'm going to check it. So let's go prepare the meat. Okay, I'll give you a little tip. Here, I've taken out a couple pieces of this meat straight from the bag. You can see how much of the stuff is coming off because you're trying to get it dry, and then we're going to pat it. So what I always tell people to do is just, for 10 or 15 minutes, dump it all in your sink, let most of it rinse off instead of picking up a whole big drippity thing and put it on there. And then once you lay it down, you'll have less on that side, and you'll just pat down this side. Now keep in mind, you don't want to rub all this stuff off. See, all the spices are pretty much still sticking to it. You're just trying to remove the excess moisture, okay? And definitely down there, when you're draining it, do not rinse it off with water. I just open the bag, put it in there, let it drain out. So tell me what you think in the comments about that and how you do it. And I'm going to do the rest of these, and I'll be back in a couple minutes. Just wanted to point out, if you look at these, there's a lot less juice now coming off them because I drained them some, but I'll still let those sit a couple more minutes before I do the next. I just don't want to use a ton of paper towels if I don't have to. At this time, you might want to put just a little salt, or just a little pepper, or just a little bit of your favorite rub, a little sprinkle, that you can pat in. But I put enough stuff in there. Usually I don't need to do that. That's if you're getting really picky. So I just wanted to point that out. Well, there you go, boys and girls. 2.5 trays of meaty goodness. My phone is going crazy. People must know I'm making it and want to con me out of some. So that's a little over 2 pounds. I think it's 2.7 pounds. I cut it about 1/4 inch thick. 2.5 trays. If you cut it a little thinner, it might take 3 trays. It comes with 6 trays. So there you go. You can put 4 pounds on there, maybe 5, depending on how you're doing it. So I just wanted to point out I used about 9 paper towels, and cleanup will be fairly easy because I put this piece of cardboard under the paper towel so nothing leaked through. So all I gotta do is throw this away. I don't have to clean that cutting board or anything, which is nice. Also, don't forget down there all the stuff that came off when draining it. Make sure you put a strainer. Take it from a plumber. You don't want to have that junk going down your drain and building up. Alright, I've got my 3 trays loaded, heaviest on top. Got those down there. You can see I've lined it with tin foil. I want to make sure the edges are up a little bit, and in the back, make sure the fan back there is not being clogged. It's not. Close the door. Let's see, set my temperature, 149. What I had before. Set my time, 5 hours, what I had before. So that means even when it goes off, it goes back to your last time set. Hit the button. Oh, and meaty goodness is on its way. There's only one last thing to say. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right, now that we've got that running at the proper time, we've already cooked 1 minute. I'll be back in 5 hours. So go grab some popcorn and whatever. You know, it's going to be a while before we get the exciting results. All right, kids, it's been about 5 hours. I turned that off, let it sit for about 10 minutes. Still pretty hot. Don't know if I'll be able to get that out, but let's look at it. Oh, yeah. Not much of a mess on those grates. Some pieces are a little thinner than others. You really need a sharp knife, and you try to cut them about as equal as you can get as far as the width goes. But there's a nice piece. What does it taste like? Oh yeah, very good. Some fatter pieces here, which a couple of those can go maybe a little bit more. All these thin ones, I'm just going to do it the way it is. I got my little collection bag. Bear with me a minute. Be right back. Like I said, the trays are pretty clean. I'll wipe those down. I put this tinfoil liner, hardly anything on there. Nothing on the side, so not much cleanup with this one. This is tasting absolutely delicious. A little on the peppery side. Not only because I used those little pieces of like pizza red chili that you get in the shaker, but also some of that rub I had pepper. So next time I'll leave just a little bit off, but I kind of like a little spice, just not too much. There's the bag full right there. So that probably weighs a good 1.5 pounds. It's not close to 2 pounds. You know, so that's I don't know, $30 worth of jerky if you bought it in the store, and it's way better tasting, you know, especially fresh like this. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Munch on. So hey guys, if you liked the video, please share it on all your Facebook, Instagram, and things like that to help me out. And tell me in the comments, you know, would you have picked a different one, or, you know, at this point in range, I guess it's about $165 on Amazon versus a $300, $350, $390 one that's going to take up a little more room and has a bunch of problems.